Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again. Today, NATO summit in the Netherlands. Donald Trump comes over there and tells everybody, you are mine, I'm your boss, everybody, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Trump spoke with Zelenskyy 45 minutes. NATO reiterates its commitment to the Article 5. However, Donald Trump defines it. Very interesting. Why do they have to reiterate the Article 5 of NATO? They think they will be attacked by someone, or they think they will provoke something with Estonia, for instance, and Russia will strike Estonia. Therefore, the Article 5, remember the Hague? What, a month ago? We said we're going to be all for nothing and nothing for all. All right, these are the main topics for this video, my friends. And I have them from the Ukrainian media, I have them from the Russian media, I have them from the American media, from all the media. Just kidding. So let's see what these guys decided in The Hague, then what Trump spoke with Zelenskyy, and why Article 5 has to be reiterated so strongly. I don't think NATO is getting ready to be attacked. I think NATO is going to, what, meow meow? Come over here. Is going to provoke something, and then they, in self-defense, will do something. Or maybe not. We'll find out. Let's see what these guys have in their little attic. Associated Press. June 25, 2025. NATO leaders agreed to hike military spending. Okay, we got that one, so that means arming. The guys in charge of us are making profits. And restate, and I'm quoting, ironclad commitment to collective defense. It's like whenever you and I meet, I tell you, you know what? I have a third-degree black belt in Kyokushin Karate. And you're like, okay. So what do I want to express to you? That I'm strong, man. Why am I strong? Maybe if you want to get in a little scuffle, I can give you a Mawashi Geri Jodan. How about this one? Okay, that's what I want to tell you, that I'm strong and I will pick you up. Don't even dare. Or maybe I will say, hey, Mikey. You say, yeah. What's over there? You're going to be, what? We'll see. That is Russia, my friends, Mikey. The Hague, the Netherlands, NATO leaders agreed on Wednesday on a massive hike in defense spending after pressure from the US President Donald Trump. That's his organization. He's going to run it like his companies. And expressed their, I'm calling, ironclad commitment to come to each other's aid if attacked. This is in the first paragraph. And the second one, the 32 leaders endorsed a final summit statement saying, allies commit to invest 5% pay up of GDP annually on core defense requirements to the American arms manufacturing companies, mind you. Thank you very much, Trump. As well as defense and security related spending by 2035 to ensure our individual and collective obligations. All right, you got it, my friends? There it is. Commitment if we are attacked, Article 5 will get into effect. Well, what does that mean? Supposedly, it means this. I mean, on paper. Remember, you have to start life within... I don't know if you have been taught this, but I give you an advice as a father. I'm your father. All right, like this. Laws and regulations should be viewed by you as guidances. Okay, not as guidances. Why? Because as you go into advance in age, you're going to get older, okay? Then you're going to realize that they and the people who are a little bit in charge, they can bend and ignore the laws and the rules however they want, telling you that's an exceptional situation. We have to use the special case situation, which is right now. I'm going to use it for me only. Got it? So use them as guidances, like, oh, how much, it's a suggestion, all right? Not as they tell you. I mean, I know the big masses of baboons should be told, blah, 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 and follow the law 100%, don't drive 1 mile above the speed limit because they'll get you, right? They'll get you. Not the Jew. Okay, so let's go and see what Trump actually discloses. So Article 5 is, if one country in NATO is attacked by an enemy, we all have the obligation to f them up, man. Isn't that fantastic? All right, and here it is. According to Russia Today, the 25th of June, 2025. NATO's Article 5 depends on how you define it. Trump. And who's going to be the guy who's going to, how should I put it, interpret the definition? Guess what? You guessed it. The US president has refused to unequivocally back the alliance's collective defense obligations. The US president, Donald Trump, has refused to publicly affirm that he would unconditionally defend America's NATO allies in the event that one were to be attacked. He made the remarks on Tuesday en route to the organization's summit in The Hague. Under Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, NATO members must treat an attack against one of them as an attack against them all. When asked by a reporter if he is committed to Article 5, Trump replies, depends on your definition. There are numerous definitions on Article 5. You know that, right? No, I don't. But I'm committed to being their friend. Oh my God, you know, I become friends with many of those leaders. When asked to clarify his position aboard Air Force One, the president said, I'm committed to saving lives in general, you know. I'm committed to life and safety for whom? And under what circumstance? And I'm going to give you an exact definition when I get there. Okay, he got there, and there NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, for his part, told reporters that he has no doubt the US is totally committed to NATO, totally committed to Article 5. There you go. Because why? These guys are right here. I'm coming over, Red Rover. They released me from the cage. Look how he is coming. He's climbing some stairs. That's why he's in this weird position. These are in charge of us, my friends, supposedly, right there. Okay, so remember, the title, they agreed to hike military spending, ironclad, soup. All right, let's get to Zelensky Stein. No. Russia Today and the bad guy right here, supposedly, Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, Magyarország, Hungary. NATO members' leaders snubbing Zelensky at key summit. Orban, Hungary, the US, Turkey, Slovakia, and others don't want to formally engage the Ukrainian leader, according to the Prime Minister. I have a feeling. I got the feeling. Somebody's... All right, so I think Zelensky is on his way out. He's going to be forced out. Did you see how he showed up in Great Britain? He didn't show up only as a thug, as he usually shows up with a sweater. He showed up with another sports coat or something like that, you know. So that's an upgrade of the... We'll see how he behaves. I think on his way out. And what I think is, this is one, and I'm going to show you another one. Another, I would say, article, among others, that I think support this, I don't know, theory. So, NATO members leaders snubbing. But we have here, Orban, Ukraine is not NATO member and I intend to keep it that way. I don't think so, Mr. Orban. I guarantee you this. If Donald Trump tells him, Orban, slow down, take it easy, he's going to slow down and take it easy. But I don't think Trump is going to tell Orban, slow down, take it easy, because you always want the Cerberus to guard your Hades realm. You know, Cerberus is going to be he's the Cerberus, the guy right in front of everyone. So he intends to keep it that way. Well, they have been preparing your toppling for a long time, Mr. Orban, and you're still standing, and I'm glad that you're still standing. So, Trump and Zelensky, this is, I think, where Zelensky gets the writing on the wall. Is that how you call it? Ukrainska Pravda. 4 hours ago, today on the 25th. Trump on meeting with Zelensky. We will discuss the obvious. Well, what's the obvious? Ukraine in general, peace talks, You go home, you go to Moses, not you, the baboon, the other baboon. You go to what? You go to Israel. He's not going to go to Israel. He's going to go to London or New York. Those are the locations. U.S. President Donald Trump has commented on his planned meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky due to take place on Wednesday, today, on the sidelines of a NATO summit in The Hague. So he says, discuss the obvious with Zelensky. What do you think? We will discuss his difficulties. What? Speech impediments or what? His gut or his spasms. He's got a little difficulty. Opa. His difficulties. He's got a little difficulty. Zelensky, he's a nice guy. Really? I mean, I'm going to meet him today. I don't know. This guy talks like I don't know, man. I assume we're going to be discussing Ukraine. And again, he says, with Putin, Trump also added that he has spoken extensively with Putin and that he actually was very nice. He volunteered to help, as you know, on Iran. I said, no, I don't need help on Iran. I need help on Russia. Okay? I said, do me a favor. Help us on Russia, not on Iran. But, shut the fuck up. But, what do we have there? We have Ukrainska Pravda. It is a minute ago. Trump and Zelensky hold 45-minute meeting in The Hague. Let's see. He talks to me again. Oh, fuck. I don't think this is in The Hague, though. I think this is in Paris, when they met with Macron. A meeting between Ukraine, because he's Ukrainian, Zelensky and his American counterpart, Donald Trump, has concluded on the sidelines of NATO summit in The Hague. The meeting between Trump and Zelensky on the sidelines of the NATO summit lasted 45 minutes. It is worth noting that the meeting between the American and Ukrainian leaders, because one is Ukrainian, the other one is American, lasted significantly longer than scheduled. Ooh, so the smackdown could not occur in 15 minutes. Zelensky described the meeting with Trump as, quote-unquote, long and substantive. On social media, and I'm quoting from Zelensky, we covered all the truly important issues, like you need to go. I thank Mr. President, I thank the United States of America. He's just now, has to do it for you guys. We discussed how to achieve a ceasefire and a real peace. That means I was informed I gotta do it my way. All right, we spoke, and his way in this case, we spoke about how to protect our people. Well, our people are just smashed by Iran right now. So what are you talking about? He means Ukrainians, don't you? We appreciate the attention. What kind of attention? Unwanted. And the readiness to help bring peace closer. Details will follow. Details will follow. All right, my friends. So here it is. NATO prepares for war. Against whom? I suspect that there will be provocations coming from Estonia, Latvia, the usual suspects. The Baltic states plus Bulgaria, Poland. Maybe the baboons in Romania, now that they got that imbecile in charge, supposedly, at the Les Enfants de la Patrie, is on the payroll of those guys. Because Romanians have been occupied since 1989. To be more specific, 1990. There you go, with a revolution. So it's either Trump says, that's it, man, I got you, you're mine, I got you, babe, you're my Jew baby here. Or they're preparing to reiterate that, because Trump is not controlling everything, obviously. There will be some other baboons, they would do certain things, and by the time Trump tries to do a damage control, he's going to be out of office. Remember, people in the bureaucracy, they have a job. They get either fired, they go and find another job, or they retire. They're not changing every 4 years as a US president. So they're waiting. When President Trump is going to be out, they will be active. Right now, maybe they're still a bit like, is he gone? Is he still punching? But then in 4 years, he is out, they are not. And besides, the institution is still there. So that's the problem with FBI, CIA, NSA, and all these intelligence services. They are still there, and their employees are still there. They've seen many, many presidents, some of them. So the same here. Trump plays the bully right now. Everybody's like, I got what, 3.5 years? We can make it. And in the meantime, you're old. And a lot of pills are over there, and a lot of helicopters fall from the sky, and FBI can give you a certain kind of food that you've never had before and never have after that, and so on. A lot of things can happen. The other thing is Zelensky. I think Zelensky will be out, or he will be forced to hold elections. Trump could make an agreement with Putin, or these guys will go full force against Russia, which I don't think they will. I think they will try to freeze the whole thing as it is, somehow give Putin what he wants, kind of, and then they regroup and come over through Romania, through Azerbaijan, which is actually Armenia, go through the Armenia, Georgia. Those are the suspects over there. Or who knows, maybe they come through Kazakhstan. They're trying to come that way. They tried through Georgia in 2008, remember, with Saakashvili eating his thigh. Anyway, he was another guy, pussy. Yeah, that too. Put in office as the Romanian president is right now. Educated in America, president. Educated in France, president. That's the way it works, my friends. 100%. I'm not saying they, because I don't have the evidence exactly. Those guys say, hey, you're going to be the one. But if you know into intelligence services, you understand that's ABC 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.